I gathered feedback across the community to find out what Path of Exile 2 players really want to see changed in 0.5 Return of the Ancients. Here is the 12 biggest changes players are asking for right now on Reddit, YouTube, Discord and on the game forums. Let's kick off with a big one, the endgame. The most important part of Path of Exile is the endgame. This is where we're spending most of our time and currently it feels awful. This point was the most requested by the community to get changed in a good way. The endless Atlas system, majority of the league systems, the way you unlocking your Atlas passive skills, gathering all of the different splinters for various boss fights, then completing 2 times before you can even untap the hardest difficulty. Finding corrupted nexus is just pure RNG and can lead when your character already around level 90 and you still missing this one out because of the randomness or you just did not see in your endless Atlas at the corner. With one sentence, the current endgame system is just feels terrible. Although I need to mention, this whole endgame just got slapped together before the early access even started. And with 0.5 coming soon, we got teasers that's hinting very big endgame and league mechanics reworks. All of these changes was promised in 0.4, but they did not finish in time, so they postponed to 0.5. Number 2. Swords / new weapon types. It would be really hard to find someone that don't want to see swords or new weapon type in the next patch. We're still missing out a lot of types and skills that is connected to that. When you're opening an uncutted skill gem, there is a lot of coming soon text. Normally they just copying from Path of Exile 1 the skill gems while also adding new ones, so I'm expecting to see a few skills that is already in Path of Exile 1 while of course they adding new ones that we never seen before. A new weapon type base is always exciting and the community goes crazy with the theory crafting around the new stuff. I will not say this is confirmed or anything, just pointing out there is a very big percentage chance GGG adding new weapon type in the next patch. Maybe this is why one of the community manager was posting from the Gladiator film implying or hinting the new class. Number 3. The leveling experience. I'm not talking about remove the campaign or give us an option to skip it. I'm talking about the way too high level requirement for skill gems. If you want to use the last tier skill gems, you need to reach level 52. This is almost the end of the campaign. This is also applies to mid tier skills as well. You need to wait so late to just even test out a skill. This feels very bad because if you just want to play around one of these skills on the start, especially with a new class, you will need to wait too long and then find out the skill is just bad, bugged, or just feels bad in general to play around it. I think everyone remembers Solar Flare, Huntress' last skill. The skill still today so bad and has very low percentage usage because they changed in the last second how the skill need to be triggered or how it can function. My solution for this one, shrink down the scaling to low level and make it available latest at level 28, just like in Path of Exile 1, so we can play much earlier with our endgame skill or just experiment with different skills much sooner. Number 4. Energy shield / life balance. Life is much weaker than energy shield. If we comparing these two, we will see why and why GG needs to change. Alone the raw numbers has a huge difference. On normal builds, you will reach 2.5k, 3k life at max. If you just threw together few rares and slap on a league starter PoE, you will struggle to reach these numbers. Why if you're using energy shield, you can easily reach 5 or 6k maximum energy shield without an issue. The recovery is also kind of big problem currently. Life-based builds you can leech, right? If you have huge physical damage in your build, but because majority of the skills converting to elemental damage, this is not working unless you're playing Amazon. You have life on kill and regen, but this 2 mod is just a joke and it's not helping if you're getting stunned, 2-tapped, Agonist bosses or just in general in a bigger group fight. Stun and elemental ailments is also a very huge issue on this topic. On life-based build, getting stun and elemental ailments threshold is very hard, or you need to take a very inefficient nodes to reach the same numbers as energy shield. And the most of these nodes is on the bottom left and the left side of the tree. If you're playing ranger / monk, you will need to travel way down or stack energy shield and get threshold based on that instead of life, because it's much easier to reach higher numbers with energy shield than life. Number 5. Performance improvement through the game and the late end game. This topic is that if everything is right, no one is talking about. If it's bad, then everyone will complain about it. Currently the game performance is the endgame kinda bad, especially if you're doing semi-juice maps. The frame rates is going very very wide and dropping below 60 frame rate a second or even much lower. And if you choose to play custom something, this will go even more down. Of course, I get it. There is a lot of calculation, particle effects happening at the same time, and that is causing the frame rate drop. But why is this also happening when you're just playing a normal build? I don't even want to start on the Abyss encounters. And the joke is, this is already much better than on release, where you could tell if there was a Abyss nearby just looking at your frame rate in the game. They are trying to improve this one from patch to patch, and hopefully we will reach around 1.0 an acceptable performance on the normal endgame and the super juiced endgame as well. Number 6, I think is a big one. Item rarity remove / rework. Currently the item rarity also applies to currency items, not only what rarity items you will dropping. This is also very wide requested by the community to change it / remove it. The item rarity still makes a big difference if your character has 100% increased item rarity or not, especially when you starting care about currency drops in the game, which is very important part of the game. This is how we trading items between each other. It's still very noticeable if you don't have these stats even after the changes that they made earlier. This stat is promoting the unhealthy follow the meta build mentality, because these builds often so much more stronger than any other build that you could play, and they can make a sacrifice to get these stats in it, why maybe other builds can't, or just very hard to fit in. And when you finally reaching that point, you may be already done with your character and nothing to farm for it. The easiest fix for this one, just remove the part where it applies to currency items and let this stat become an option, not mandatory, if you want to farm currency in the game. Number 7, spell skill buffs. Self-casting spells in this game currently is not really exist. You cannot find a good spell build that will not use some sort of custom crit, custom elements, archmage, or just using blood mage with it. If you opening up PoE Ninja and without anything, you will see the most used skill is Comet, which is not even self-casted, it's a triggered by custom crit or custom elements. Normally Comet has a very long cast time and animation as well. Normally I never seen anyone use this skill as self-cast version besides the official GGG showcase before 0.1 early access started. This skill shows the major flaw with the spell design in general. They have too high mana cost, very long cast time, and if you want to scale them, you ending up just stacking plus levels to spells, which is increasing the cost even further, while managing the mana cost is not that easy and recovering mana as well kinda hard. Why this is getting solved? Just slap to blood mage and just use blood magic keystone, because you can sustain your spell cost much easier with this ascendancy. Normal spell caster not exist in this game, and even this is a problem in Path of Exile 1 as well. So fixing this would be too hard without just nerfing all the other options or making them even more broken. Number 8, better movement skills / rework. Movement skills in this game just a joke, a very bad joke. Long cooldowns, even more longer attack and cast time, and the worst, most of them has very long animation as well, like shield charge. Your character at the end just getting slowed down or just feel unresponsive. Leaf slam is the same as well. And my favorite, spirit based movement skill, that is the blink. 60 spirit reservation, and of course 3.5 second cooldown by default. The absolute pinnacle of skill design, why we have bigger zones than 3 Path of Exile 1 map added together. This is the definition, the artificial playtime increase. You're literally getting punished if you want to use a movement skill in general. To change this, if they want to change, of course, because I genuinely not seeing they want to do that. Remove all of the very weird conditions, faster animations, remove attack and cast time penalty and the cooldowns. This small change would fix immediately the big zone problems as well. Number 9, shrink down more the bigger zones. I talked about this already in the previous topic, but the zone size is just feels a very bad joke. Often zones have 8 or 10 or even more dead end, and we just wandering around where I need to go, did I go, and what you starting doing? Exactly, sprinting while in a corner, a monster is just snipes you down, knocking off, and then they just killing you because you getting surrounded by enemies. When you dying, you need to reset the whole zone and just repeat the whole process. And already passed like 10 minutes without achieving anything besides you got killed and frustrated. I get it, they want to be immersive and show these locations very important for the story or whatever, but the thing I see with this, they artificially increasing the playtime. You telling me the fastest player that's literally speedrunning the game, spending 48 or 50 minutes in just Act 1 by knowing every little nuance of the zone. This should be not normal and accepted. If you want to be immersed, just wander around, explore everything, it's up to you. But when a player playing for the 15 times, 20 times, 30 times again the campaign, I'm sorry, we just want to reach the end game and not get frustrated how big the zones is. To change this, give us move and speed abilities that not have cooldown, long animation, attack and cost time, and let the player choose if they want to go faster or just wander around and explore the zones. Number 10. Passive tree changes make it more impactful. The passive tree in general is much weaker if you're comparing to Path of Exile 1. There is a lot of useless nodes on the tree, and also sometimes if the node would beneficial for you, it has a downside at the same time. So I just want to show you a few examples, and my favorite one is, guys, on the passive tree is the hard to kill notable. It's a complete joke. I think nobody ever took this one. So this is literally the pinnacle design and what is the biggest problem with the current skill tree. So the small nodes gives you 0.2% maximum life per second. 0.2, yes. While the bigger nodes, the notable, gives you 0.75 maximum life per second. It's a complete joke. I think no one, even the life stackers, is taking this one. And the other thing is the downside of the notables, such as like you gaining a lot of spell damage, but you getting reduced cost speed. And also up here as well, increase cost speed, but you increasing your mana cost of your skills. And normally this is a very hard to manage on your coster, because we was talking about the spells in general. If you're not playing a custom crit version or something, or the blood mage version, you just increasing your mana cost and you will not able to sustain it very easily, because the skill tree is not even supporting that one. Number 11. One portal remove. As you know, if you want to juice up your maps to the maximum, you need to add free prefix and free suffix to your map, and it will just reduce your portal numbers and your revive numbers to 0. So basically you going in with 1 life. This feels terrible in general, because if you making one single mistake while you playing the game, then it's over and you will just getting frustrated, or even sometimes, you know, your internet is acting weirdly, you lags out and you just dies, you lost your juiced map. I noticed while I was doing my farming sessions and so on, I was very worried about I'm dying on the next map if I making a single mistake. And honestly, this game should be all about you just going, kill, looting it, and maybe you will getting something, a little bit dopamine rush when you dropping a divine orb, maybe even higher tier currency. And the thing is, guys, it's this should be not the case. And honestly, in Path of Exile 1, this was working for very long time, and I'm not understanding why they added, and the community also not really understanding why this is the case. So the easiest way, just remove this one portal thingy from the game and just let it be 6 portals, and basically that's it. Number 12, the defensive layers balance. Currently, the game has armor, evasion, and block chance and energy shield as the defensive layers. Normal damage reductions, it's not existing in this game currently, or without, you know, some fuckery, or just using a very inefficient unique item. And the armor on its own and the evasion on its own feels terrible. So I know, guys, before you saying, but I playing my warrior and I have like 10k armor and I barely dying. Well, normally I would argue with you, but so this is my sole self-found character with almost 5k armor, and if I mapping, I have easily like 6k-ish armor, and honestly, I was feeling kind of safe through the game and in the early low-level maps. But guys, when I started pushing like tier 5 maps, I just noticed the armor is not doing that much. And I was feeling I just dying or getting chunked by physical damage. So armor in its own, it's kind of feels terrible, and the evasion is the same as well. And of course, the energy shield is just absolutely strong. So you were seeing my Oracle Wolf had like almost 10k energy shield, and honestly, I was not even noticing I was taking damage because I'm chaos immune, I basically almost stun immune, or elemental ailments immune. Although if you combining defensive layers, it's kind of working, but the only combination is currently in the game that is accepted as a real defensive layer is the evasion and energy shield combination, thanks to the all of these very nice nodes on the tree here, up there, the stun threshold, elemental ailments threshold, getting more energy shield with evasion. Also, all of these small nodes that is literally designed to stack evasion and energy shield at the same time. But once again, the defensive layers currently in the game, in my opinion, not that good, honestly, guys, and it needs to be changed. The defensive layers needs to be a big overhaul, and honestly, I dare to say, give us back the auras like grace and determination, which is providing you increased evasion and armor without like you need to reach these stacks, and if you taking a hit, you losing all of your extra evasion or armor or something like that, because that is another just conditional defensive layer then that is will feel terrible in the long run. And here it is, 12 point what the community really wants to be see changed in 0.5. Now is my question, do they deliver? Do they change that much about the game? I don't think so, honestly, guys. I think this list is way too long, and I only expecting maybe we were getting 3 or 4 points from this list, and honestly, I will be not complain about that. If they changed in the end game and adding a new class, which is very likely, by the way, maybe they shrinking down the zones even further, I would be not complain about the 0.5 patch. Till then, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any question or any suggestion or any opinion about all of these points that the community said, then please leave a comment below, or you can find me on twitch.tv/Pidget2. Thanks for watching. I was Pidget. See you next time.